we go.
We look good.
Yeah, as good as we can, I suppose, right, Coach? Hey, welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. Hoping everyone had the best of holidays. Today we're coming to you from the Fred Russ Arena in Delaware. What part of Delaware are we in, Coach?
The University of.
Oh, Newark, Delaware.
Newark,
Thank you.
yeah.
One of our staff just told us where we are. Coach, you know, it's been a long time since we played a hockey game. Practice went pretty good last week, but tonight, unique challenge, playing against one of the top programs in the ACHA, the Delaware Blue Hens. What say you about that?
You know, we love coming down here. We like it when they come up here. This is a great test, especially right out of break. Everyone's back healthy. Every team's had the equal amount of time off as well as their last game. And then we looked at the scores last night. We saw that they played last night. So they have a game in hand, just getting back on the ice. But we looking forward to getting back on the ice. A little wider ice arena today, which we prepared for. So, looking to get back to the basics and be hard to play against a very tough Delaware team. Going to be a physical game tonight. You definitely got to buckle it up and, play your full 45 seconds or it'll be a tough night.
Yeah, there's no question about that. We talked a little bit at the break with our boys about consistency and continuity and the fact that we really never got much of both in the first semester because of we've had a number of games canceled. Coach, what does that do to a team when you miss 6 games in the first half of the season?
You know what it stops is everything we preach about, and that's getting momentum, getting into a groove, heading in the right direction, having just that flow to our game, the consistency you just mentioned. And when you have those short breaks that are unexpected, you do heal up a little bit, but you also lose a little bit of that just second nature of where guys are going to be. You lose a feel for the game. You lose the game speed, and you have to restart it. You'll see the first period, both teams will have a little bit of slop to the game. Passes won't be tape to tape, and goaltenders will give a little more heavier rebound, and then everyone settles in. If you have to do that 4 times in a course of a year, it's difficult.
It's almost like starting and stopping every time. It's
yeah.
You can't get in a groove. So. We're preaching to be harder to play against, to defend a little bit, and compete a lot harder in the second half. When we say that, what are we looking to accomplish by playing that style of hockey?
So when we say be hard to play against, we're talking about the little things in the game. That's back checking, blocking out on face-offs. When they dump the puck in, let's get in their lane, make them skate around us. Don't give them a direct line, and finish a check. I mean, our game is about speed and finishing checks. We're not a team that blows you up. We're a team that blows you out. So we rely on our speed. We rely on guys finishing checks. So that physical play plus the speed just wears teams down, and it tends to get easier. And, that starts by just doing the little things, short shifts, moving the puck quick, playing a possession game, and not throwing pucks deep. And most importantly, having strong goaltending. And, I think this week at practice we have all the tenets of, a championship program in the second part of the season here in the spring. So I'm looking forward to getting it going tonight.
So when we look at where we're at right now from a hockey program, tell us a little bit about where we stand in our conference and what our goals are for the second half.
So, we're setting atop the CHMA, which is where we are very comfortable and deserve to be. With 14 games left, all of our non-division games are against highly ranked opponents. We have Delaware tonight, Oswego, and then we'll finish up with Rhode Island. So that really tunes us up for the CHMA playoffs. We're looking to remain at the top spot, but wins and losses will take care of themselves, Coach. We need to stay the course on rolling 4, being hard to play against, and you know what? We got to finish. Our goal production has been down. We did all this analytics over the break with the video platform we have, and there's a lot of things that has helped us understand, and we've made some personnel decisions, both 5-on-5 and on the power play. You're going to see a whole new power play look tonight from both the 1-3-1 and our hybrid. That has, again, they've been good. They haven't been great. We got to be great to win in playoffs, and you got to be great to do well at nationals. So that's what our goal is.
All right, that being said, folks, welcome back. Buckle it up. It's going to be a good hockey weekend here in Delaware tonight. Puck drops at what time, Coach?
We're going 5:30 here on the road.
Tomorrow afternoon?
Tomorrow after 9, I think it's 3 o'clock, yeah?
Yep.
So okay.
Enjoy the game, everyone.
See you. Thanks.
A short 20-minute drive down 95 south of Wilmington, Delaware, sits the University of Delaware as the battlegrounds for this matchup between the Blue Hens and the IUP Crimson Hawks. I'm Alex Donaldson. With me, Josh Yates. Josh, it is awesome to be back.
Man, does it feel great to be back in an ice rink. 2025, we have the IUP Crimson Hawks, like you said, here at the University of Delaware against the Blue Hens. And you said it's just 20 minutes from, that big town in Delaware, but pretty lengthy 6-hour drive for the Crimson Hawks this morning. So certainly, we'll see if that plays a factor into this one. Last night, the Delaware Blue Hens faced off against the Colorado Buffaloes, that is. And they took that game away with a win, 2-1. So certainly they are warmed up, ready to go for this matchup. As we see the puck drop here.
As you mentioned, the Blue Hens, a 3-night series of hockey. This is their second afternoon playing. The Crimson Hawks starting lineup out there. Got the face-off win and retained possession. Maddox Rearick sends it down. That will go to the corner. Jace Rearick will follow and a huge hit along the boards. On the far side, Guelph has it. The defenseman trying to progress it up ice. Instead, it was Hambling that got a piece of it, sending it back to the red line. And they progress forward still. Scanning his options is Rodriguez, still holding on to the puck. He finally gives it off. And Guelph sends it into the slot. Too hot to handle as it goes out of the zone. Alziemba and Shane Paremba, the other two on the starting lineup as they get their first change in. And the puck's all the way back in the IUP zone again. Guido in the corner trying to do work. Instead, it was a backhander up ice that was sent back to the IUP zone. Another failed clear for the Crimson Hawks.
One thing viewers might notice here is that this game is being played on an Olympic sheet of ice, so a lot of extra room in the corners. Certainly this is the home ice for the Delaware Blue Hens, so they will use that to their advantage. As, of course, at S&T Bank, the Crimson Hawks play on a regulation size. So, we'll see if the Crimson Hawks are up for that task and see if they can keep their legs all the way through 3 full periods.
Yeah, a lot more room laterally on the ice. Crimson Hawks still progressing it forward as usual. Loza sends it to the middle. It's Soy from the point, sending one in. Off the blocker, rebound. Fairman corrals it, gets it to the middle, and it was blocked back to the corner. A stick goes flying in the air away from the play. Fairman sends another one down into deflection, score. Crimson Hawks ringing in the new year. It's a deflection goal in front, and IUP gets ahead with a 1-0 lead.
It's Matthew Loza, the birthday boy, 22 years of age today, and of course, he wanted to get his name on the stat sheet early in this one against this powerhouse squad of the Blue Hens, and there he was for that tip in, a quick 1-0 lead for the Crimson Hawks. You saw a lot of early setup. The Blue Hens it was that had the puck down here in the Hawks' defensive zone for quite a while, but as soon as they were able to break out the other direction, they controlled the puck really well and got a lot of high percentage shots up on to the goaltender tonight for the Delaware Blue Hens, being Timothy Briley.
Yeah, the freshman already with one sneaking past him. It's really hard to see that puck through traffic, and Crimson Hawks did a good job at causing chaos initially, and they didn't convert on the opening opportunity. We've seen that a couple times this season where, they just get the puck in a good bounce and have a good position, take a shot, maybe go around, find another passing lane. That doesn't always convert. And I think it's a great message for the rest of the team is that they converted on one of their first scoring chances of, the new year, but of course, the second half of this season.
Right, like you said, just those quick opportunities, I think being part of the game plan for this Crimson Hawks team, because, of course, this Blue Hen squad has been ready to go. Wow. Just like that.
Well, you said it. The Blue Hens ready to go, and getting onto the board was, I think it was a forward in front. Instead, it will be Noah Goose. Cody Diaz leads the line back. And the man with the point shot that I thought originally beat was Luke Panapresso, number 26 defenseman, sent that point shot down, a deflection off the post. And it beats Paremba. It's a 1-1 game already, just over 2 minutes in.
Yeah, like you said, it was Cody Diaz that is going to take the credit for that goal, his 22nd point of the season, 7th goal of the season. You know, we certainly were expecting this. Two powerhouses in their conferences, and a strong team in the Delaware Blue Hens as well as the Crimson Hawks. So a lot of fireworks early in this game, and can only hope that it continues through all three periods.
Interesting line out here, trying to get some forechecking done. They force a turnover. It's Adams stepping up. He has Johnston in the middle, and he sends it around for Miola. He sends a point pass just off the mark, intended for Sala. Instead, it's Paremba who will fire one back to the blue line. Miola around the net. Hoffman chasing after the puck. He gets there first. Experiences a huge hit on it. Bouncing puck, almost corralled. It's Johnson trying to poke one through. And Hoffman in open space sends it to the middle. A one-timer by Miola, sent wide. Off the pad of the netminder, Briley. Nice tie-up in the corner. Hoffman causing problems, and a loose puck corralled in the neutral zone, sent back down. And back to the IUP end. Gibbons controlling it, getting into the middle. Now across, another centering pass. That time Hoffman got in the way of it, couldn't corral the puck. And sent back out to the point. Scanning his options, sending it down low. Daniel Berg, the blue line defenseman, makes another play here, getting in front of the puck as the Crimson Hawks were steamrolling up ice. Shot sent in. It's actually going to be offsides as it deflects off a Blue Hen in transition. We'll get another stoppage here in a 1-1 hockey game.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of action in both ends there on that last push, but the one thing that I was noticing is a lot of loud, big hits, especially on the perimeter. We know what kind of physicality that this Crimson Hawks, offense and defense can bring every night. But it goes same way for the Delaware Blue Hens as well. Not too big in stature, but of course they're very strong kids, and they're strong on their edges and on their skates. They know how to use the physicality as well.
And they have shown it. They've had a couple opportunities in the offensive end. Of course, it's the Crimson Hawks transition game that is certainly part of their strong suit. It's a huge hit by Hambling. He's able to spring this opportunity forward off the mark from Rierick. No offside called, but a delayed offside still in play as we approach 4-minute mark into this first period. Burke with a backhander, sends it around. Experiences a check behind the net. Contact taken off. And Ziemba sends his man down to the ice. His wayward pass intercepted by Rierick. He looks up ice. Is going to spring. Trent London couldn't get the shot off. Beautiful defensive play by number 22, Ryan Rodriguez, to get his stick on the blade of London, or else that was a dangerous opportunity. We've seen Trent score on that so many times throughout his time at IUP. And into the middle, Fairman neglected to get the puck. Instead, it's Miller who got the first touch on it, sending it forward into the Delaware end. Well, they play with it. Back in their own zone. Long pass sent up. It was tipped at the red line. They're not going to say it's icing, although it was on the wrong side. Referees disagreeing. Huge hit on the boards, but Miller fights through and gets back at his man. We play on with contact still boiling over in the corner. Donovan trying to hold this one against the wall. And DeBolt was the one checking in. I don't know if he is the guilty party. And no, it will be Jack Keller, number 5 for the Blue Hens, heading off. And I didn't even see him part of the scrum during that play, but referee saw something.
Yeah, not quite sure what the call was either, but of course, like you said, we're going to see some 2025 action for the Crimson Hawks PPC power play. The 5 out there: Trent London, Eric Hambling, Jace Rierick, Kyle Ziemba, and Spencer Johnson centering that group. And of course, like we said earlier, the Olympic sheet of ice. You have a lot more room from wall to wall for defensemen to slide the puck to and from. And of course, they're going to use that to their advantage on this power play.
In the corner, a wipeout, but again, because of how wide the rink is, those pucks take a lot longer to clear out of the zone. And thus, good reaction from Hambling at the point. Still trying to keep this puck in. Able to win possession for IUP, but unable to keep it in the zone. Officially already 30 seconds into the man advantage, the Crimson Hawks are. despite getting the face-off win, still trying to figure things out in their own zone. Ziemba looking up ice, finds a stick of Rierick, gets it across. London waits for it, and he'll give it to Hamblin. Into the zone. The defenseman sends it around. And along the boards, the puck comes back down in zone. And results in an IUP shot and a forced save. Now some disagreement after the whistle. Again, the Crimson Hawks just staying with the puck, and I feel like as soon as the rubber comes in their area, they're taking advantage of it, and they're using it.
And of course, that being the game plan for this power play. And we take a look here at the numbers. This University of Delaware is leading their conference at 81% penalty kill, and Crimson Hawks leading. That puck bounces up out of play. As I was saying, the Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks, they lead their conference in power play percentage, sitting right around 25%. Of course, they're looking to advance that percentage in their favor as well. With about a minute to go here on this man advantage.
No shot again from the point. Play stays on the outside. Miller back up. Now Fairman back to Miller for the one-timer. Rebound loose and in the slot. Adams couldn't put his stick on it. Now Fairman trying to dance in. Comes to Loza and he rips one home. No mistake there. 2 goals in the first period. The 22-year-old. He gets his team on the board with a PPC power play goal.
Like you said, Matthew Loza feeling himself today on his birthday, finds the back of the net again. Still pretty early here in the first. Like you said, a lot of pressure in front of the net here on that power play. And, of course, the puck bounced loose to Hunter Fairman. He took it in. He was stripped away, but there it was, Matthew Loza to find it right on the blade of his stick. And that one to give the Crimson Hawks a 2-1 lead.
Wild sends one down off the face-off win. The Crimson Hawks extremely aggressive in the neutral zone. Of course, that is, like we said many times, that is definitely a strong suit. It's their transition game, and they are taking full advantage, getting it out of the zone. This time, Guelph out of that top line, trying to get it through, and it's Hoffman with a beautiful poke check to move that one down ice. Blocked by Wild, short of the red line. Bats one into the zone, but it's Mahoney. We'll try to move up. Gambling to Ziemba off the deflection. And now it's cleared all the way back down to the Blue Hens zone. Goalie had his arm up, but the referee disagreed. No icing, and play on in the corner. A huge check as Winsky was held down. No, instead, it was Dixon steps up for his hit at the blue line. Puck still comes out of the zone. And a floater from Rierick finds its way wide of the net. And this will be an IUP icing.
And it felt like, still pretty early in the game and as well in the period, but it felt like that second goal kind of was a momentum kill for this Blue Hens. I'm not really sure if they were expecting the Crimson Hawks to come out here and sort of punch them in the mouth this early. Of course, they're in that situation and looking for an answer here as the first period carries on.
Nice quick kick save by Shane Paremba, and net had to be ready off the draw. Seeing those a lot more common recently is the trend of shooting immediately off the draw. It fools a lot more goaltenders than you'd think. And Paremba was on his toes ready for that shot. Now the Crimson Hawks can move back down the ice. London fakes the move inside and takes it outside, gives it to Rierick. Tried to find the puck way into the slot. Instead it sent into the slot successfully to Rierick that time. Any fans, misses the net over top. Slap pass back to Rierick, another quick shot. Crimson Hawks having a lot of confidence with their passing and shooting in the offensive zone. And I think it's that aggressive feat that is part of the reason they have a 1-goal margin in this game. You can see on the bench, the Blue Hens coaching staff up in arms after some contact in the neutral zone. Referees didn't see anything, and so a huge hit from the captain at the blue line turns the puck over. Good play by Donovan to move that puck forward out of the zone. And it's intercepted by Adams, sending it back into the middle. Donovan somehow gets the shot off. Rebounds loose, and Johnston sent it over. Now the whistle had already blown before Johnston's shot. We'll see what the official call is, whether it is a face-off or a neutral zone draw. I only say that because the referee who made the call had a little bit to say afterwards. But that's the style of play we've already seen the Crimson Hawks convert on once this game.
Yeah, like you said, that's the play style that they're certainly trying to attack so far, and it's worked for them twice already. Of course, they're going to keep applying that tactic until it's not working anymore. Still a great job there by the goaltender, Timothy Briley, formerly goaltending for the New Jersey Bears of the EHL, true freshman with a 1-2-2 record so far this season. Doing a great job there of keeping that puck out.
Hey, it's not the usual starter for Delaware University. I have to think, of course, after beating Colorado yesterday, that they sit most of their starters and looking forward to their third game of the weekend tomorrow. This one they trail in. Miola sends it into the middle, unsuccessful, looking for Adams. And Loza joins them in the forward group. Stepping up is Hambling, who's able to shrug him off the puck. Instead, the shot still comes through, but there's Hammer getting possession, moving it through the neutral zone, and getting it to Fairman, moves in, and he lost the puck as he moved to the right side of the post. Nearly a 3-1 outcome from that last drive, and now the Delaware Blue Hens have to play really conservative in their own zone. Rodriguez trying to not make any mistakes. Still had to make a move and turns the puck over to Ziemba. Sends one in, and it deflects off the boot and goes into the net. A Blue Hen was transitioning to the near side of the ice, and it was Kyle Ziemba's wayward shot that was redirected on net. It results in a 3-1 outcome from that drive. I stand corrected.
Yeah, certainly the Hawks getting a little bit of puck luck there on that shot, you could say. It's Kyle Ziemba's third goal of the season, like you said, just fired it across the middle, found a boot, found the right angle, and went right through the 5-hole.
Yeah, we were talking before the game about Ziemba's stats, and he's one of the team leaders in the shot department. He hasn't converted in all of his goals. Of course, that one normally wouldn't register as a shot, but beat him through the 5-hole, and it's a 3-1 game, just over halfway through the period.
Yeah, like you said, Kyle Ziemba being the two-way defenseman that this Crimson Hawks team, certainly utilizes. We've seen it a lot from our man Hunter Fairman, who is playing the forward position tonight. But of course, they utilize that two-way play a lot in their play style, and of course we saw it there from Ziemba. Has yet to really find his stride offensively, but you'll take whatever you can get when you're in a slump, and certainly that'll help him out to get his confidence up a little bit.
Yeah, Fairman, a pivotal piece of that play. I mean, came down to the defenseman that started it in the first place. Hambling all the way back, getting that up to the neutral zone, and once again the transition game looks like the Delaware Blue Hens just haven't been able to keep up with. As he cuts into the middle, taken off his Guelph, and the puck goes into the bench. Another stoppage.
The save on the bench made by Nathan Gates, a glove save over there, protecting the coaching staff. Joe Hanzo and Dom Glavich behind the bench for the Crimson Hawks.
A necessary task with pucks flying all the way over there, and the aggressive style of play that both teams have come out with. Surprised more passes haven't been deflected out of play. 9 minutes left in the period. Hoffman missed the hit at the point, and the shot still comes in, deflects out of play. We'll have another draw in the IUP zone.
Like you said, we'll see another defensive zone faceoff. Jeffrey Boker at the dot for the Crimson Hawks. One of the leading faceoff winners for this Crimson Hawks team, sitting at right about 45% at the faceoff dot, around 140 attempts. And you can take one more win onto that tally.
Yeah, he has been the number to call for those defensive zone draws. Of course, the playmaker that he is, still trying to get in there for the puck. but unsuccessful. And the Blue Hens send a saucer pass up. Dixon handles the bouncing puck, batted down by Sela. Of course, a high stick not called since it was in his own zone. And the puck sent back through into Blue Hens territory. Long pass up the wing, and he'll just dump it. There's a target that got that puck, immediately getting off of it. Now Guido sends a backhander to Tracy, and Guido will get back after the puck here. Behind the net, Donovan with a good read on the play to get the puck. It stays in the zone initially, and now officially sent through the neutral zone by Donovan. He progresses it forward, gets back on the hit, and London with a short pass intended for Jace Rarick, who was coming down the middle. Results in a turnover, cleared out of play, and the defensive zone whistle for Delaware.
Like you said, I was just going to say Jace Rarick, of course, a guy looking to also find his stride this season, but sort of find his stride in a different aspect of the game, you could say. Definitely a playmaker this season, sitting at 19 total points, 18 of those being assists. You know he has that knack for scoring, but just been a little unable to find it so far, and of course looking for his streak.
London shot, it deflected wide, and the rebound was sent wide by London again. There's Maddox Rarick coming down the barrel as well, who set him up on that play. They avoid the alarms there. Sent back through the neutral zone. Intended for Miola. He's able to get back to it and wrap one into the glove of the defender on the other side. Cutting in, trying to make something work. It was early in the corner, and Early gets it back, sends one into the breadbasket of Paremba. Will make a calm save. The 3-1 score standing for the last couple minutes. I think your assessment that second goal was a little bit of a momentum killer for the Blue Hens has really held true through this period.
Yeah, you know, like I said, they're at the top of their conference as well, a very tough conference at that. The Delaware Blue Hens currently, of course, first with a 14-7 record, 7 wins in their last 10 games. So you could say they were on a hot streak going into the break. But of course, they were looking to carry that through, and Crimson Hawks are going to say otherwise.
Long pass. It was wide of the target. It will be against IUP, the icing is. So it's 6:36 to go in the period. Another stoppage and another offensive zone draw for the Blue Hens. They've had a couple in that zone, and I feel like they just haven't been given the space to set up.
Right, yeah, I mean, which is a little puzzling to me, even on the Olympic sheet. You know, a lot more space, a lot more ice to work with, but even that, you know, this Crimson Hawks defense doing a great job of keeping everything to the perimeter, not letting a lot inside, which certainly the goaltender Shane Paremba is thankful for.
Miola looking onto the net, giving it to Adams, and he couldn't bury it on the first try. Try again, gets it on the zone rebound, I guess. And he's able to send it home. Jordan Adams on the board, now 4 goals for IUP. In this booming first period back.
The Hawks are rocking and rolling here in 2025, getting back out on the ice. Like you said, from top line to bottom line, these guys are buzzing. And, of course, like you said, it was Nathan Miola to Jordan Adams. Found the back of the net, and we're going to see Delaware take the time out here, I believe, and try and figure out, you know, what's going wrong for them, because certainly this is not the start that they were expecting, especially against this Crimson Hawks team.
Yeah, first period timeout, certainly unconventional, but there's ever a period to call it. Certainly after the 4th tally given up, it's the time to do it. As the goal announcement comes through, the fans celebrate Jordan Adams' tally in this game. We'll step aside shortly as we await the end of the timeout. My God. I want to check the audio. I don't know why it's so bad.
It keeps cutting out on like one side.
Yeah. I think it might be that. Was some And a short break later, both teams back to center ice after the 4th IUP goal of the period. Donor in his own end, he'll get it back, look up ice. Another one of the captains for the Blue Hens team, and his pass off the mark. The IUP controlling it in their own zone, getting it to the blue line, but Donor keeps it in. Soy, the first one to the puck, and the short pass finds Miller. And deflects forward. Fairman with the backhander, see it the rest of the way. An aggressive play there as Guelph springs himself, gets it to the middle. Mahoney with a quick backhander, but off the mark, trying to find his line mate and Ryan Rodriguez streaking to the net. But a whistle will come in, and we'll see what the call is. It will be a Blue Hen heading to the box. And the Crimson Hawks, who are already 1 for 1 on the PPC power play, will get another.
Yeah, like you said, there was a lot of speed going into that odd man rush. It was 3-on-2 in favor of the Blue Hens, and wayward pass they were unable to connect on. Saw a lot of bodies flying in front, including Shane Paremba, of course, in his crease. Otherwise, we'll see a man in the box, except we won't. He was taken out of the box, and looks like we're going to maintain 5-on-5 hockey as the officials work this out.
Actually, it's Sean Donovan heading to the box for IUP. Nobody in the box for the Blue Hens. And some question marks in the air at the University of Delaware.
And we see Dom Glavich looking for his explanation, because of course they originally took a Blue Hen to the box, so you only have to wonder what changed the officials' minds as they took him out of the box and put a Crimson Hawk in the box. Otherwise, we'll see a PPC penalty kill for the Crimson Hawks in their own zone. Of course, Jeffrey Boker at the dot for this first unit.
So the face-off win for the Blue Hens as they finally get set up in the offensive end. Let's see what they can do with it. Tracy sends a shot down. It was blocked in front by Ziemba. No mistake by Richard Wild as he slings one all the way down. It's controlled by the netminder. And now they'll move forward. Daniel Berg with the puck. Across the red line and into the offensive zone. And around it goes. Hambling following. He wasn't able to catch up to the puck. Andrew Lowe on the near side. Gets it back. And now all the way around to the far side of the ice. Tracy handles it. Lowe with possession again. Finds Guido on the left side, but off or in and out of the wheelhouse as a bouncing puck, unable to be controlled. This cuts into the face-off circle. He looks for a lane in the middle, nobody there. Lowe open, but instead he'll go all the way back out to the point. Berg. And with it, pressured into sending a pass all the way down low. Well, actually, Lowe was unable to control it. And Fairman cleaning it up and sending it the rest of the way. Already over a minute killed off with the man advantage. And good job by the IUP special teams tonight.
Yeah, great job by that unit. Because of the Olympic ice, there's more room behind the net. And we see the power play set up here for the Blue Hens as 2 men down low. So you see the Hawks in the box formation doing a great job holding their structure and limiting those high percentage shots.
Donor's shot was blocked away by Paremba, and he takes a spill afterwards. That's going to draw a call. Now, I think the Crimson Hawks were already on a delayed penalty as the netminder for Delaware was already on the bench at the time of the whistle. So we'll see if this is coincidental. As the Crimson Hawk are already sitting, and yes, it will be a Blue Hen heading to the box as well. Ryan Rodriguez, a powerhouse of the Delaware forward group. He's going to sit for at least 2 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, 2 men with the A going into the box. It's Jace Rurick for the Crimson Hawks. And like you said, Rodriguez for the Blue Hens. 16 seconds to go on that original penalty from Sean Donovan.
Yeah, that's flown by.
That has really flown by. Yeah, the Crimson Hawks, of course, doing a great job. Like I said, holding their structure and pushing everything towards the outside. Just making sure that the shots that they were firing were up high where Shane Paremba could have the best view. We'll see, it is 5 men for the Blue Hens. And
yeah, at the moment it's only 2
two for the
IUP.
Crimson Hawks, right, which I'm hoping, yeah, there's Jeffrey Boker. There's our third man. So it'll be 16 seconds of 5-on-4 hockey as Richard Wild also goes out there.
Yeah, coincidental minors.
Right. So, yeah, then after that 16 seconds, it'll be back to even full strength, 5-on-5.
Costly penalty for Rodriguez to take for the Blue Hens, especially the team's down. You had the chance to give him 20 seconds of 5-on-3 and another power play. Just a little too aggressive near the crease. Donor sends one down, it's blocked, and Wild again tracking this puck, and he sends a beautiful pass forward, but it was Winsky unable to catch up to it on the outside. It's Guelph showing off the speed here. Even strength hockey as he cuts in and is immediately sent back out. Guelph gets the puck back. Pokes, loses possession. London, with a nice chip to get it through the neutral zone. And now it's Guido stepping back and now moving forward across the center ice and into the IUP zone. Guido sends a shot in, deflected over top. I don't know if Paremba got a piece of it. Either way, the puck's going to wrap all the way back down into the Blue Hen zone. London there to cause some issues. Delaware's played a lot more responsible in their own end over the last, second half of this period. That being said, a turnover. Well, London couldn't convert. Chit along the red line, a little bit behind the play. And Fairman with a nice defensive read to get inside on the body and get to the puck. A whistle does come in to stop play.
Looks like the goal has come off of its peg. Certainly, we know Shane Paremba is no stranger to that issue at the bank. We see our nets popping off often. But otherwise, I'm sure both squads are happy to take a little break and take another face-off.
Face-off one with a questioning Hunter Fairman. As he does win the judgment, he will stay on this draw. Second opportunity, successful. Gets the face-off win. And Dixon sends one off the boards wide of London, and it'll be Hoffman trying to cut inside on the net. Again, putting that puck between the defender's legs and trying to find his way around. It's a move that he's already converted on this season, as he's gotten plenty of high-quality scoring chances. It's sent into the middle. Hoffman the target. Miller there as well, and Hoffman taken down behind the play. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but we certainly did, as did the referee in the corner. And another power play going to the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, we've seen that group of forwards certainly get under the skin of their opponents in Caleb Hoffman, Shane Miller, and Hunter Fairman. So, of course, they were going to apply as much pressure as they normally do. And Caleb Hoffman's the victim. But we will see another man advantage here for the Hawks, 5-on-4.
Scary lineup out there for the IUP PPC power play. Boker in the face-off dot, scanning his options. 2 men at the point, Fairman and Loza. A different look on this power play as they receive a little bit more direction ahead of this face-off.
We've seen this look a lot, especially on the Crimson Hawks power play throughout the season, a 5-forward look. Well, you could kind of say 4.5 as Hunter Fairman plays, a two-way game. But of course, he's out there, like you said, with Loza, Shane Miller, Jeffrey Boker at the dot, and Jordan Adams, the goal scorer of earlier. They're going to look to, of course, apply more pressure on the power play.
Jeffrey Boker in the face-off dot, unable to get that win. It's cleared all the way up, but getting to it is Loza. Keeping it in the zone, getting it to Fairman. At the left point spot, it to Miller. Back to Fairman. Has Loza to his right. Instead he goes Shane Miller with that shot and a clapper saved. And looking up on the board, the penalty is not showing on the arena scoreboard. can't set the time just yet.
You know, we saw on that last push, of course, it was Shane Miller, you said, taking that one-timer on the left wing. And, you know, I keep mentioning the Olympic ice a lot, but, you know, it really does make a difference to these players because there's a lot more room, especially on the power play, special teams. Like I said, there's more room edge to edge, wall to wall. Of course, leave those one-timers open a little bit more, especially on the penalty kill.
Scene unfolding on the ice. They swapped Rodriguez to the bench and put Burke in. Did the Delaware Blue Hens. Still not sure the official time of the power play, but the Crimson Hawks, with under 2 minutes to play in the period, have another 5-on-4 opportunity. As we said earlier, they were one for one. Still are as they look to capitalize on man advantage opportunity. Some direction on the bench on the near side as Burke almost entered the ice space before serving his full penalty. Sent around the boards. Miller chasing this one to the corner. It'll be Rearick getting a stick on it and stepping up with the puck. Looking for Loza across the ice. And instead set it to the wrong side of the blade. Now Rearick with another opportunity as he dances inside. Got it to Loza at the low slot. Now Fairman with the pass to find Rearick. Back to Loza. Got a backhander trying to pass that one into the slot, but unsuccessful. And now the penalty killers will move up ice. Playing with it, stuck along the boards was Luke Dozen. Dozen losing his stick. The puck will just be chipped back behind the IUP netminder. Just under 30 seconds to play in the period. Still 5-on-4 hockey as the Crimson Hawks trying to get one last rush off in this first period that they have capitalized 4 times in already. London takes the shot and fanned on it, couldn't get all of it. Ziemba with the follow-up, and he was able to get all of that shot, as did the netminder. And so a face-off to his left in the remaining 7 seconds of the period.
Like you said, the period counts down, but the tensions are just rising here. Especially both these teams, a lot of intensity, a lot of physicality, like I mentioned earlier, and there's always only more to come in the second and third period, but otherwise 6 seconds to go in this period.
Rearick unable to corral it forward. He sent it back, and a quick shot by Ziemba going to be the last of the period. Like we said, successful period for the Crimson Hawks as they walk away in their first 20 minutes in Newark with a 4-1 lead. So, both teams heading to the locker rooms. Again, adjustments needed for the Blue Hens. And the Crimson Hawks looking to capitalize on the message, as they said during Coach's Corner. Stay consistent. So they'll try to carry that into period number 2. We will see you guys about 15 minutes for that action. Newark, Delaware. And we welcome you back to the University of Delaware. The Crimson Hawks, of course, visiting the Blue Hens and notching 4 goals in that first period. Certainly an impressive performance for them. As now the Blue Hens trying to get something started on offense, sending it forward. As Lowe taking it on the backhand behind the net, just couldn't settle the puck. It bounced all the way through.
Saw a great job by Jace Rearick there on that back check, pushing all the way through into the defensive zone and swiping that odd man rush. Clean.
Soy looking forward. A short pass will get it through the neutral zone. Intercepted by the Blue Hens and sent back the other way. Guido's shot blocked by Donovan. Team leader in that department gets in front of another one. As it's Mahoney seeing this puck behind the net. And he's able to chase after it. But bumps Soy off. Donovan not as easy a customer. Soy stepping up on the play, gets the puck to the outside, but they retain possession and the shot fired wide. Going off the stick of Justin Guelph. And a clear all the way back into the Blue Hens zone, and IUP will take a change. Blue Hens bench taking note of that as he sends it into the middle. Guelph taken down as he moved laterally. Mahoney with a wraparound, getting it behind the net. Trying to spring his man Rodriguez. Catches up to the puck, controls possession. He'll leave it for Burke. Stepping up on it now. Now this way, play comes. Mahoney now at the point. Centerman makes a nice move to cut into the face-off dot. And he's still able to shoulder off a body as he gets it back outside the face-off circles. Donor takes the shot on a second opportunity as he settled it and sent it wide. Miller playing the puck on the far side. It deflects out of play, and it'll be a defensive zone whistle for IUP.
We kind of see a sort of a shift in the offense that this Blue Hen squad is putting out on the ice, because a lot of their goals throughout the season have come from in front, and they're not really used to a defense like the Crimson Hawks that are pushing them out. So of course it's a sort of unfamiliar grounds for them to shoot from far out, shoot from the point. So of course they're looking to change their game plan and adapt to the tip-in.
Fairman with a shot on the move as he took it outside and then ripped a strong shot on the netminder. Briley makes the save. And you talk about the play going to the outside, and we talked about it before the game. I know we've beat this horse plenty, but of course the Crimson Hawks coming into new type of ice surface, being the Olympic-sized arena, and because of that, we really thought that Delaware would really own them to the outside, but it's been the opposite effect. Crimson Hawks defense has just been thriving with that extra space on the outside, and like you said, Delaware very used to going through the middle, and if you don't have play on the outside to open it up, you're not going to have a ton of success in that department. A whistle as a Blue Hen touches the puck. As Conklin puts up his arms, or excuse me, Tracy puts up his arms, confused at the call. The neutral zone draw, it looks like. Referee with some direction from center ice.
And just to rewind it just a couple minutes ago, I mentioned the Delaware offense adapting to this Crimson Hawks defense, and then on the flip side, they have to adapt. The Crimson Hawks have to adapt to this Delaware defense, because of course, in the first 5 minutes, it felt like they were really using their speed and physicality to try and push the Crimson Hawks to the outsides, but of course, unable to do that, allowing 4 in that first. So they're trying to utilize more core strength in tight, so that the main core purpose of this offense for the Crimson Hawks is to score and close.
Miola takes that puck and sends a bouncing puck to Adams. Couldn't control it. It was almost on the money, and Dixon with a huge hit along the boards. You can see the Blue Hens bench up in arms and some extra physicality afterwards, and a whistle will follow. We'll see what the official call is. It's Jordan Adams putting his face up to the rafters, but it will be Dixon who will head to the bench with some extra words for the Blue Hens bench.
We've seen 43 use that size And physicality plenty as he sent the Delaware Blue Hen sort of into his own bench. Of course, the hand is going to raise on that. Like you said, we'll see a PPC penalty kill for the Crimson Hawks, and none other. It is Jeffrey Boker to the center dot for that faceoff.
And he got the win, got the clear. That puck all the way down to the goal line in the opposite end. Moving across center, sending this puck all the way down. Riley Donor gets it to Diaz. Now cycling play, back to Donor at the point. Sent a shot in. I don't know if it deflected on the way. There was plenty of sticks in traffic, but Paremba saw it all the way and kicked it to safety for the eventual clear.
You know, I mentioned that box on the first penalty kill. We see a little bit more of it there from the four that are currently out there. Richard Wild doing a great job on his side as well.
Now into the middle for a shot by Guelph. Marcy saw that tie up on the far side of the ice. It was Ziemba who initially stopped that puck. But the extra contact moved it forward, and Delaware on the power play just outmans the Crimson Hawks and get a scoring opportunity. You don't want to have your forward stuck in the opposite end too much on a penalty kill. That was a reality the Crimson Hawks come out of, not giving up a score. Just about halfway through the power play. Deflected by Johnston in his own end, and he gets it to the neutral zone. Good read there at the forward.
And just great hockey IQ there by Spencer Johnson. One of the premier penalty killers for the Crimson Hawks. Does a great job reading that play before it happened.
And that time it was Zach Soy stepping up on it after contact initiated by Fairman. Led to the turnover. Now with under 40 seconds, Blue Hens having to reconsider moving up ice. Tracy, a nice move, two nice moves to cut to the inside as he still controls possession, going to the corner. Send one all the way around this way, and Lowe will get it. See it back around the net. Soy trying to clear it, and that he will do. This time 15 seconds on the PPC penalty kill. The Crimson Hawks been buzzing and not giving the Blue Hens any space.
Doing a great job. All three units that were out there on that kill. Of course, limiting any clean looks really for the Blue Hens. All alone with Shane Paremba.
A save by Paremba as they finally get some pressure down. An interesting thing on that power play is a couple times the Blue Hens got set up on the outside and started whipping that puck around. And the Crimson Hawks have just reacted so well to anything that the Blue Hens have brought into their zone. And of course, the penalty killers, no exception. Face-off dot. The referee will withhold it and send Johnston out of the dot. It'll be Trent London instead, squaring up against Alex and Fanger. He gets the win, and Fanger almost tried to get the tip on it. Instead, it finds its way to Paremba, and another stoppage shortly after the draw win by Delaware.
Yeah, like you said, there was the Blue Hens that were a little unable to get a clean look. The Crimson Hawks doing a great job filling those lanes. You know I'm a big numbers guy. I talk a lot about the analytics, and the two guys that were out there on that penalty kill being Kyle Ziemba and Sean Donovan currently lead the team in block shots. There we go.
And after some technical difficulties, the Blue Hens back in the IUP defending, or trying to get on offense after a good job defending in their own zone. The extra shot afterwards, were able to come back and capture the scrum in front of the net. Apologies for the technical difficulties throughout the beginning of this period. The referee's in there to break it up. Of course, penalties will be assessed It's the Crimson Hawk bench making the most noise after the scrum.
And of course, it's none other being escorted to the penalty box for the Crimson Hawks. 56, Nathan Miola. Always in the middle, always getting the last word. Of course, we saw the tension rising. A lot of energy in this building tonight. Pretty full crowd here for the Blue Hens, especially coming back from Christmas break. Otherwise, we'll see a Blue Hen go in as well. It'll be in Fanger.
We saw Miola playing on the line with Adams and Johnston. Of course, out of the three forwards in that group, he's, I think you said, the one who's going to be in there stirring the pot.
As we hear the call there, it's going to be Fanger called for a slash and Miola in the box for a roughing. We'll see 2 minutes on the penalty board.
Currently out there are 5 Delaware skaters heading to the IUP zone. It looks like Miola was the odd man out with the extra penalty. These won't be coincidental. It'll be another PPC penalty kill for IUP, the second of the period. They just got done their job already. Another opportunity here for the Blue Hens to get the face-off win from the points and all the way down low. And now Guelph making a move around one man, but poked to the outside by Hambling. And he has to retreat to the boards. Yes, taken down in the corner. Wild with a swipe at it, but he couldn't get that puck out. Or free. Hambling finds the puck and able to bust through and get that puck all the way down the ice. In traffic, so hard for defenders, especially with those long sticks, really get that puck up ice, but he did so, and he'll have to do it again. Has the puck all the way back into the IUP zone, just off camera. Huge hit by Hamblin. And Ziemba in the corner, trying to finish the job. Instead, pass finds its way to the point. Shot over top, and the puck in a prime opportunity, or prime spot for the Blue Hens, but they were nobody there to convert on it. Now it's Mahoney who sent that pass all the way across to Guelph, who fanned on it. Guelph will get it back in the face-off dot. He's pressured by Wild. Ziemba doing work as well. Now Guelph back out to the point. This way it comes for the one-timer, and Mahoney missing the net wide of it. It was Diaz trying to put it away on the far side. I don't know how he missed it, and he didn't get enough on the puck. And with 30 seconds left, Crimson Hawks finally clear, and a bad line change here. One-on-one, taking the shot, and Paremba shuts the door on the forward. Now a 2-on-1 for IUP. The defender, Sean Donovan, with the puck, takes the shot and scores! Bar down for the D-man. Sean Donovan makes it a 5-1 game, shorthanded on the PPC penalty kill.
Just like that, you see how quickly the energy is turned around from one side of the ice to the other. We saw almost a costly line change for the Crimson Hawks as the Delaware Blue Hens were all alone in the offensive zone. We saw a counterattack the other way. Like you said, Sean Donovan, the man that puts it behind the goaltender. As they'll switch him out now, the Blue Hens that is. As Briley's night will be over after allowing 5, nearly halfway through the game.
I don't think anybody in this arena was expecting that shot from the team leader in block shots, but alas, that's the one to break the Camels' back and chase the goalie out 8 minutes into the second period. And we'll try to change the tune, like you said, bringing in new man Jacob Snellenberg.
And we know Sean Donovan as the very defensive defenseman, does a great job staying at home. Of course, there he notches his 5th point of the season, his 3rd goal. Finds the top corner and advances this lead a little bit more in favor of the Crimson Hawks. Of course, you know the bench, the coaches, everybody in Crimson and Black have to be feeling good.
That is, of course, except for the 2 men sitting in the box for IUP. It's going to be a 5-on-3 after the goal. And the referee at center ice still without an official call on it. And of course the IUP penalty box not happy with the decisions handing out, and the ref takes it upon himself, make sure they hear the message. It'll be 20 seconds of 5-on-3 after the goal. The face-off won by the Blue Hens. It'll be Bird getting it back. Well, he'll get it back at the point. Now low, they're really whipping this puck around now. They need to get one back on this power play opportunity. Shot into the glove of Paremba. 5 seconds still remaining on Miola's minor. Also sitting Jace Rierick and Connor Winsky. Like I said, also still in the box.
A very full Crimson Hawks penalty box, like you said. 5 seconds to go on the minor from Nathan Miola. You know, you like to highlight the three that are out there: Spencer Johnston, Hunter Fairman, and Zach Soy, showing off their hockey intuition, blocking as many lanes as they can, helping their man behind the net.
Well, speaking of which, Fairman getting in the lane there for the block, and now it heads back to a 5-on-4 penalty kill. A slash afterward will draw a slight crowd. Both teams will separate, and it looks like Zach Soy, the captain, he's also going to get in the box. And they are handing these out in the second period. Oh my days.
They certainly are. Just as one man leaves the box for the Hawks, another one enters. You can almost have a full line in that penalty box for the Crimson Hawks. A lot of guys, but certainly the Hawks no stranger to odd man disadvantage. As of course, the officials will skate over to the bench for the Crimson Hawks, and coaching staff will get their fair share. And of course, you got to feel the tension on the other side of the ice as well for the Delaware coaching staff. They have everything pointing in the right direction for them. You only wonder if they're going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity, or if the Crimson Hawks will be able to snuff another penalty out.
Well, Delaware made a ton of noise in that second period about maybe some missed calls here and there, and I'm sure they let the referee hear it as they exited the surface, but this is lopsided in this second period. 5-on-3 opportunity indeed for the University of Delaware Blue Hens as they try to get one back, down 4 goals. Sent across, and it deflects to the corner. IUP's bench making a ton of noise, showing their support for the 4 men on the ice, donning the crimson and black. Taking the shot, Paremba with the initial save, and he shuts the door on the 5-hole attempt afterwards. And they're going to send another one off.
Wow.
Genuinely, I want to say for the past 2 minutes, every whistle has resulted in an IUP penalty.
So there it is.
Timeout taken by IUP.
Another man in the box for the Crimson Hawks. That's three men in there, as there's a lot of energy coming from that box. It's going to be a 5-on-2. 5-on-2 timeout is called for the Crimson Hawks. So certainly the Blue Hens, yet again, like I said earlier, have everything pointing in their direction. We only hope, well, they hope that they can, of course, capitalize.
I have never seen such a filled out penalty sheet on one side of the puck. We've called a couple games this year, but this is crazy. I'm surprised that, there's contact both ways. Normally that results in at least a coincidental. And at this point you have three skaters of IUP, including their captain and one of their best two-way forwards sitting. I'm surprised they didn't even take off one from Delaware after all that. They have yet to announce any of the penalties in this arena, any of the ones since the last goal. And the Delaware bench still trying to figure out how to notch number 2.
It will be 5-on-3, I'm mistaken. Not 5-on-2. Of course, the 3 out there. Maddox Rearick, Shane Miller, and Kyle Ziemba.
Even because of all the penalties, even with a score as Paremba was down on the ice. Unable to get up after the initial save, and case in point, that'll remain a 5-3 man advantage for University of Delaware.
And it was Ryan Rodriguez who was able to find the back of the net, notching his 17th goal of the season. Of course, not much you can do as a goaltender there. Shane Paremba doing all he can. There's only so many men on the ice and so many angles that you can cover.
There's only so many men that you can put in the box.
Fit in a box.
They're certainly trying to test that limit tonight, as the University of Delaware Blue Hens do get on that board and notch their second of the evening. The board says still 38 seconds on the Jace Rierick minor. Honestly, I didn't even realize that he was in the box. There's plenty of them covering each other up. Send into the middle. Diaz fans on the shot, and Fairman trying to direct one towards the blue line. Now across to Rodriguez. Down low. Plenty of space to work with. Rodriguez sends one into the middle, and a quick shot by Diaz, snubbed out by netminder Shane Paremba. 8 seconds, or I should say 9 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 now.
Still lots of contact after the whistle. Certainly you think the Crimson Hawks start to learn their lesson, as they're very quick to whistle against the road team here. But still 5-on-3 for 37 seconds. Loza, London, and Kyle Ziemba, who feels like has been on the ice for quite a while now, but he's doing a great job killing these penalties as they come.
Such a high amount of them in this game, too, that almost hard to keep track of percentages. And now some added direction. So the 9 seconds that was remaining on Rierick's penalty has been wiped off the board. There are still 2 penalties up there, so the Crimson Hawks will remain 5-on-3 for the next 37 seconds. Some confusion at the scoring table, yeah.
They're still working out the details. There's 1 minute remaining on Jeffrey Boker's minor, as well as Soy's. 37 seconds to go on that. Regardless, the Hawks will be down a man for some time here. You know, they can only hope to kill off the remainder.
Yeah, total 1 minute still remaining on special teams, like you said. Hopefully they can get back to 5-on-4 before another one's set into the box at least.
And you know, this Crimson Hawks team spends a lot of time in practice working on power play penalty kill. Of course, it's testing its limits here tonight. But you know, you only hope to get back to full strength, like you said. I think they've worked everything out, and we're going to see a face-off here with Spencer Johnson in the middle. Sorry, Matthew Loza.
Face-off won by the Blue Hens, and it'll be Tracy behind the net scanning his options. 30 seconds, 5-on-3. Still for the white jerseys at home. The corner, back out. Unable to do much with it was Burke, so he gets it to Guido. Takes a shot down low, and a pad save by Paremba. Now 15 on the 5-on-3. Shot comes in from Guido, and a blocker save that time from Paremba up high. Block shot in front as Loza got in front of it and kept it on the high point. Now Berg want to take it in himself, scans his options. As a man comes out of the box, it's going to be Zach Soy joining the rush. Total time remaining, only 15 seconds on the man advantage. And the Blue Hens. Berg gets it to the middle. Shot comes low, deflects wide. Plenty of jerseys in front, but nobody able to direct it to the net. As it comes through, nobody home in the slot. And the Crimson Hawks, who thought I'd say this, even strength in the second period here at the University of Delaware. Saved by Paremba, and that
You have to give some
close out
props
the special
to the
teams.
Crimson Hawks special teams there. Did a great job of course, the Olympic sheet not getting caught and trapped in the corners and chasing the puck down low. They stayed true to their play style. It's really shocking that they only allowed one in that mess of penalties. But like you said, we're back to full strength.
It's crazy when you have a penalty and you're already on the penalty kill. Obviously, the guys that are out on the ice specialize in killing penalties. So the fact that they, like you said, lost several core members of that group, so we're able to walk away with a 3-goal lead at the end of it. Certainly a feat of the Crimson Hawk special teams unit. Now Miola takes that quick pass and is still able to get it down the ice. Intended for Johnston, off mark. Around the far side, it's early. And up through the middle. And the flex off the stick and into the corner. Dixon rides his man there. Now early, wrapping one into the slot. Quick backhand pass. Now along the outside, it's played with. Early trying to backhand one to the middle. It was blocked. The puck comes right through the slot. Nobody there. And Guza at the point. We'll send one all the way down. Any physicality behind that IUP net, and the puck comes out to Keller's stick. Deflects to the corner off of Dixon. Not in front of that shot. Now Rule trying to force one in on the near post, and Paremba stood his ground. Well, not easy to make that save and keep your leg there for an extended period. The Blue Hens wanted it, but Paremba wasn't given.
Yeah, just a remarkable stop there from Shane Paremba in a full split. He kept his strength on that toe, pinned up against the post. Of course, they could not find the hole. And we'll see another defensive draw here for the Crimson Hawks.
And it's not hard to do that on a surface like, you're playing soccer on the pitch or something, but on ice, not too many. Keep their legs still against that board and keep that puck out. Of course, Paremba, huge reason why the Crimson Hawks sustained their leads throughout the year, and he tries to do it again tonight. Now into the middle. This is London trying to send it back to Rarick. Blue Hens defense have made some pretty good adjustments. They have not allowed the Crimson Hawks offense, when they've gotten a chance, and not penalty killing, of course, to really set up in the zone. Now Tracy trying to move up, taken down by London, and everybody expecting a call, and that it will be. The official call will be a trip against the Crimson Hawks forward. As the door opens, Trent London will sit for 2 minutes.
We'll see him owning up to that one. Of course, no stranger to the penalty kill. We saw a lot just a few minutes ago, and they're going to hop right back on the wagon and get back to the kill. None other than Jeffrey Boker at the dot.
Face-off win goes to the Blue Hens. A good play at the point by Wild. Kept it along the line, but stayed in. The captain wrapping one back to Mahoney behind the net. And off to Guelph. Donner back to Guelph as he heads out of the face-off dot, moving backwards, looking for an angle forward, and he finds the glove of Paremba. Another stoppage, 95 seconds on the PPC penalty code. IUP, and like we said, they've been killing a ton of penalties. I feel like we're forgetting about their shorthanded goal that happened in the middle of all that mess as well. It shows that they can stay aggressive on it, still get stuff moving the other way of the ice. Of course, part of the reason for that was a botched line change to move all the Blue Hens up, and open the door for the Hawks defensemen to move up. Now, playing a lot more to the outside, very conservative with their passing. As Mahoney scanning his options. Johnston playing really tight on his man, and he jars the puck loose. Coming away with it is Fairman as he circles back, sends one off the boards, and all the way down. Halfway through the 5-on-4. Lowe takes it in stride. He's an option up the middle. Instead, he takes the shot, and glove saved by Paremba will bring another whistle. And 58 seconds on the man up. Defensive zone draw for IUP.
And the coaching staff loves to see that shot taken, especially on the penalty kill. Wide shot from outside. Tons of time for Paremba to see it all the way through. And again, they're doing a great job of keeping and pushing it to the outside.
Soy trying to force that one up the middle that time, and that was instead deflected to the corner. Still not a bad play as the puck made it all the way down. It ended up a shot on goal of sorts. And now Guido takes it on the right wing. And his options, left-handed forward, gets it back out to the point. Berg with the shot with deflection, or I should say rebound. Deflects wide and it's cleared all the way down in the Blue Hawk zone. 20 seconds. Shorthanded the Crimson Hawks still have to deal with. And Lowe contacted as he tried to move the puck up ice. Long pass across off the stick of Berg into the corner. Down behind the net. Berg trying to get to the puck. And now some contact along the near boards. The puck came out, and unable to handle it was the point man. So he's alone in his own end, dealing with London and Loza, who nearly got a piece of that puck. Even strength hockey. Under 5 minutes to play in the second period. A shot will stop things with 4:57 to go in the second.
Like you said, Paremba's going to freeze that one, and we're back to full strength. Yet again, the special teams kills another power play. But we'll see how. We spent a lot of time down in this zone. We'll see if the Crimson Hawks can finally get it back down to their side and apply a little bit more sustained pressure.
Block shot, deflected the puck over the net off the body of Fairman. And sacrificed the body. Has no problem doing that. A little over 4:40 to go in the period. Around the net. On the far side. On the far side, the Crimson Hawks trying to turn it over, and instead it's the Blueheads who came away with possession, got that pass off the mark, and all the way back down to their own zone. Neutral zone battle here. It'll be Burke coming away with possession, looking up ice. On the backhand, tried to force one up high. It was Fairman who stepped up on the play twice to progress that play forward. Took a hit for his efforts. And still, the Crimson Hawks trying to come away with possession in the Blue Hens' end. Now through the neutral zone, the puck comes. And progressed by Ziemba, who will send a backhander down to the opposite corner. Arapeso tied up, and it was Boker who came away with possession, tried for the backhander, but off the mark. Might have been a pad save, might have been to the outside of the net. The Crimson Hawks have not had too many scoring opportunities in this second period. And trying to make one here in the final 3 minutes. Wild moving into the slot, and it was poked away to the outside. Now that we've had some activity on the Blue Hens side of the ice, Jacob Snellenberg, who came in relief of Briley after the 5th goal. He's the normal starter for the University of Delaware. He can definitely backstop his team to a couple wins. He has 12 on the year, 12-7-3 his record. As he comes in relief during the second period. Hasn't had too much to deal with in that time. As much of the play has been on the Crimson Hawks side of the ice. But of course, the man prepared for that, Shane Paremba, steps up again for a stop.
Like you said, about that last minute or so, we saw a little bit more of that sustained pressure that the Crimson Hawks are, looking for in their offensive zone once they finally have 5 men on the ice. But of course, like you said, it was Jacob Snellenberg that's in net for the Blue Hens. He's, like you said, usually the #1 guy, formerly goaltended for the Atlanta Mad Hatters of the USPHL Premier. He's currently sitting around a 3-goal against average. He's notched 2 shutouts this season so far.
Adams steps up on the play a little bit late, so he had to wait for the offsides to clear. He did so successfully, got the shot off. Miola in the corner with Adams trying to poke this one free. Backhander redirected into the middle. Johnston takes the quick shot, a bouncing puck in the blue paint. Where is it? The referee sees it. It's covered.
Snellenberg laying flat on his stomach. Surely the puck's under there somewhere. A lot of bodies were flying into that crease. Of course, the Hawks wondering how that did not go in the net. But of course, the Blue Hens are thankful it didn't.
2:06 to go in the period. Sure, the Crimson Hawks just happy to be able to get a shot off and just not lose a man. The shot from the point goes wide. And now the Blue Hens, well, it was Guido trying to look up ice. He forgot the puck. Now he'll get it back, or at least try to. It was London that stepped up on the play and batted it down in the offensive end. Now Rierick does the same thing. On it to Maddox, Rierick. Donovan to Soy, who sends a shot high. Snellenberg almost motioning like he was going to keep play going with a Crimson Hawk behind the net. I'm sure he saw the forward and decided against. 1:43 to go in the second period.
And even there, we saw a little bit more of the setup with the two men up top on the point, being Zach Soy and Sean Donovan.
There's Soy in a stick battle. Puck went the other way and outnumbered were the Blue Hens forwards. So the Crimson Hawks will handle it calmly and get it back to the neutral zone with 90 seconds now to go in the second period. Soy with a backhander. Teed it up for Donovan. Instead, Guido in there with the stick challenge, and Lowe comes away with the puck for the Blue Hens. Taken down behind the net. Saucer pass up through. It deflected off of Rierick, so it didn't go all the way. And the Hens will get a deflection of their own to beat out the icing. Donovan looking up ice. The Crimson Hawks coming off the bench. Thought they could catch Delaware off on their line change. So the Blue Hens recover. And Early loses the puck. Mondoza wrapped up by Fairman. Still coming away with the puck through the face-off dot. And got it this way to Keller. Shot. Successful. Now it's Early behind the net. Gets it into the middle. The stick deflects it and slows down the momentum of the puck. Soy to the outside, able to find Miller as he was able to strip the Blue Hen with the puck. And that will do it for period number 2. Or no, excuse me. Still have 15 seconds to play. I saw the arena scoreboard look like 0, but plenty of time for the Crimson Hawks. Maybe get another shot off. No, they'll play it conservative and hold on to possession in their own end. Icing the puck at the end, but does not matter. The referee let each team go to the locker room after a eventful second period for the special teams units of both teams. Crimson Hawks still walk away with a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, certainly penalties being the story of that second period. Having a shorthanded goal of their own, the Crimson Hawks, but both squads are going to head to their locker room and figure out the details as the score sits 5-2, and we'll be back for the third.
Yeah, even scoring in that second period, and certainly an exciting third on tap. Stay tuned. Final period, the first game back, 2025. One frame of 20 minutes separating these two teams from the final of the first game between the IUP Crimson Hawks and the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Now, it has been quite a wild ride since the first period. 4 goals up for IUP, then a goal apiece in the second. Now, what are your expectations for the third?
I think it's just that I have none, because the first period, the Crimson Hawks came out with their foot on the gas pedal, ready to go, and they pumped 4 on the Blue Hens right away. And then they came back. The second period was ridden with penalties. Of course, the Crimson Hawks did a great job killing everyone that was assessed to them except for one. So great job by the special teams there. And yeah, I have no expectations for this third because both teams have kind of come out swinging, but the momentum is certainly in the Crimson Hawks' favor.
Yeah, the momentum, like you said, in the second period, we really thought it was going to favor the Blue Hens by the end of it with the amount of power play time that they had. But the Crimson Hawks standing strong, of course. Penalty killing goes both ways. Successful ones build momentum, and Crimson Hawks now at even strength, certainly flying. And the extra bodies out there.
And like you said before the break, scoring was even in that period, even though there was a lot of penalties assessed. Crimson Hawks' Sean Donovan was able to score a short-handed goal on a counterattack from a poorly timed line change. And then, of course, they scored one on a 5-on-3 opportunity, keeping the score here at 5-2.
Of course, you say that, and you think poorly timed line change, it's going to be the team giving up the goal that was guilty of it, but it was the Crimson Hawks penalty killers, like you said, all the way down the ice and brought the forwards out of position, and it's that lethal counterattack. And we hammer it home every game. This is the way that the Crimson Hawks able to get back up ice after forcing deflections, getting in the lane. Yeah, the first row view of it in that second period. Let's bounce down to the near corner.
You know, and I think it's just that is why the Crimson Hawks had such success in that second period, is because they are a very gritty defensive team. You know, they do a great job of blocking lanes when they can, blocking shots whenever they see them, and I mentioned it earlier, but being very intuitive on the defense.
Yeah, Guido's pass to the middle was intercepted by Sela. Got it clear off the boards, and now the puck played within the IUP zone. It'll be Miola who'll calmly dump it into the zone after a long shift for number 56. He stays out there on this attack, trying to cut inside after the pass from Johnston. Now Hoffman with a beautiful stick, and no high stick against him. Wow, that was clear as day. Caleb Hoffman running down the gun, took a shot up high as it was another golden opportunity for the speedy winger.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear from my angle as well. Certainly the officials were not swallowing the whistle in the second, but of course maybe they just want to let them play here in the third.
Yeah, certainly amount of times that special teams have been on the ice in this one. Only a little bit more than most people would think heading into a game, but the rebound stopped by Paremba twice, and then it's directed wide. Good defensive play to wrap up the forwards, and now a whistle as the puck comes out of the zone.
Great work down there by Paremba. Of course, he's doing a great job tonight so far as everything that he has seen. He stays true there. Sees that traffic in front. And keeps the puck in front.
You can see on the bench, that's Hoffman discussing with the referee. And getting some further explanation from the man who made the no call in the corner. Sent in, saved by Paremba. The wraparound shot goes off his pads. And play continues. Kicked out of the zone and down University of Delaware end. Tracy on the far side. Looks this way to Berg. He takes it in stride and a nice move, progresses the puck forward. Finger behind the net. Scanning his options, and it's intercepted by Jace Rarick. Will send a bouncing puck forward. It's Trent London bursting through, and he got the puck through as well. We said earlier in the game we've seen him score on those rushing attempts so many times this year, and he converts again. It's time to make it a 6-2 game in the third.
And, you know, it looked like what looked like just a casual, you know, dump and chase. Trent London turns the Jets on, catches that right around the face-off dot and turns it in and finds the hole as we see some Crimson Hawks fired up. As they again advance the score here 6-2. Trent London cracking the score sheet.
There's some discussion at the scorers table, making sure they get the right guys on the score sheet. Like you said, Crimson Hawks amassing a huge lead. They regain their 4-goal lead. And now it's sent to the middle. Miller moving up, giving it to Fairman on the left wing, who's able to outpace his man, and he stays with the puck and on his skates. Miller creating some separation, gets it to Ziemba at the face-off dot. Now out to the point. Hambling takes the shot down low. Snellenberg couldn't handle it initially, and the rebound controlled by Mahoney up the left wing. Around to the far side, a wayward pass, and it will bring possession all the way back to Burke in his own end. The defenseman experiencing a lot of minutes throughout this game, number 24 for the Blue Hens. He's trying to plug his offense as he takes it across the blue line and towards the net. Around he goes, gets it back out to the point. The Donor. It's intercepted. Donor gloves it down, but outside of the zone. And so a calm exit for the Blue Hens, trying not to trigger offside.
I like this tactic here that we didn't really see as much in the first and second from the Crimson Hawks. They're being a lot more aggressive on this forecheck. And to spark a couple of wayward passes, of course. And they're trying to limit any glimpse of momentum towards the Delaware Blue Hens, because of course they will be able to capitalize on it, excuse me.
Yeah, Crimson Hawks have been playing very tight defense all game. So converting that into a third period shutdown opportunity certainly shouldn't be a challenge. They've already done well to limit the passing attempts as they do there. Controlling possession through. Wild takes it off of Sela, who had the interception. Now he'll have to get back and defend. He's now on the far side. Sending it around was Low. Guido hit on the near side. The big forward. Plenty of contact, and Wild tossing the puck forward. Can't do that. And it'll be a defensive zone draw for IUP. The referee not allowing for a line change. You can see Glavich on the bench. He was signaling for it.
And I think Rich Wild was hoping to get away with one, threw it sort of like a hot grenade into the neutral zone. Was hoping to get it out, but of course they saw it, and like you said, they denied the line change.
A weird sequence of events, but the Crimson Hawks can't get lazy here in their own end. Need to make sure they get the puck out and away from those scoring opportunities. The Blue Hens haven't had a high volume of shots in this game, but the ones that they have had have certainly been a little bit dangerous. And you never know what the bounces could be like. As a whistle will send a Blue Hen to the box. Interference as the guilty party, Luke Dozen, got a little too aggressive with Hoffman on the far boards after the play as well.
And the first Blue Hen we've seen in the penalty box for quite some time.
Yeah, since the first.
All right, since the first. But we will see the Crimson Hawks power play here, the PPC power play that is. Spencer Johnson centering that first unit.
Of course, now that I say that, I remember their second period opportunity. Of course, that means that they are 1 for 2 on the man advantage on the PPC power play. Gambling sends it back out to Ziemba. The quarterback of this power play sent a deep pass down low. Ziemba will get it back at the blue line. I think it this way, Hambling had an open net to shoot at, but he elects for the pass and a one-time shot by Rurik. Shut down in net.
I know we keep on mentioning it, but you see the Crimson Hawks utilizing the size of that the Olympic sheet of ice, taking it deep into the corner so they have more time and space. Open up a few more passing lanes as well.
Yemba from the point. Sends one down to the wing. Hambling able to bat that one down on the near boards. There's Yemba back across, back into the middle. Rarick back to Miller and London with that one-time shot. He's shut down. Officially 1:15 to go.
It's a scary shot from over there, especially off the stick of 67. We've seen him take that powerful one-timer from over there, and a lot of momentum moving on the pass from Jace Rarick in the middle.
And he has that killer wrist shot. He's already notched a tally in this one. He tried to unload it from the wheelhouse, and unsuccessful there. Halfway through, the man up, Crimson Hawks are. BPC power play still getting things figured out, as it'll be Adams giving it to Miller as he moves up ice. Shane Miller heading to the middle. Instead, he'll take it to the left side himself and send a backhander around intended for Loza. Burke will meet him there with contact. Loza with the puck. Oh, just a foot or so off the mark from Miller, who was wide open. Saw the Blue Hens all huddled in the near corner. Crimson Hawks trying to convert on it as they draw the play there and take an immediate shot as it's sent to the middle. And that has to be the name of the game, drawing the defenders into the corner and then sending that one-timer opportunity out front. Trying to convert on it, giving some different looks on this power play. I think the big thing, though, is that the Crimson Hawks retain possession and just see this game all the way through.
Yeah, of course, you don't really want to give them any momentum, but of course they have plenty of breathing room, a 4-goal lead. Like you said, they're just hoping to leave this rink tonight with one more win on their tally.
Another stoppage quickly after the draw. Officially remaining 22 seconds on the power play and 12-13 in the third period. Just huge offensive output in that first period, and the Crimson Hawks have been in the driver's seat since as they control it on this power play. Ziemba steps up and had it stripped. It's going to be early, and it's going to be a one-on-one opportunity against Paremba, who shuts him down again. Shane Paremba, no fooling around with those pads. That is another huge stop that he's had, shutting down a Soul forward.
It's just that. Shane Paremba, the Moose, has been the man tonight, standing on his head. Just, of course, seeing one more opportunity there, one-on-one. Saw it all the way through.
Guelph got it to the middle. Shot goes wide left of the net. Come back to Burke in the neutral zone, sending it far side as Berg sends it down low behind the net. Mahoney will control. Now Burke on the near side, cuts around one man, but had the puck roll off his stick. Guelph is challenged by the captain, Soy, in the corner, and it's cleared through the neutral zone, and the Blue Hens end. Well, a little bit of contact there along the wing, and we'll see what the call is. Of course, I don't think anybody on the ice really wanted a penalty in that moment. And it will be Crimson Hawks back to the man advantage as Rodriguez will sit again for the Blue Hens tonight. High sticking the call.
Yeah, like you said, some frustration, some head shaking from Ryan Rodriguez as he heads to the box. Certainly not a point in the game where you want to be taking a penalty like that. Put your team at a disadvantage, especially with this deficit that they have at hand.
Rodriguez is the same player in the first period we saw when this was only a 1 or 2 goal game, where he took a penalty where his team could have gone up, and instead he takes a penalty here, and it'll be Jordan Adams converting inside the slot. And there's that wicked fast passing, find its way to the tape. Adams on the board for the 7th Crimson Hawk goal in Newark.
Like you said, the Crimson Hawks utilizing that one-touch passing. Found Adams in the middle for his 2nd of the night. Of course, advancing it to a 7-2 lead.
I didn't have a chance to pull up the graphic for the power play. It was immediately sent into the slot, and automatic reaction from Adams. And we'll see how the Blue Hens decide to play it. They are down by now 5 goals, and so a very uphill battle for them. We'll see if the remainder of this third period's a little bit more pedestrian, maybe get some energy back for tomorrow's game, or they try to push, try to get some tallies near the end of this. Shot into the breadbasket of Paremba. He holds on. And no crowds will form, especially not with how the game has been called disciplinarily. Evidently, nobody wants to risk it. With 10.5 to go in the period.
And you know, like you said, 5-goal lead. Both of these teams just hoping to leave this rink healthy with all of their men. And of course, we'll see the same squad tomorrow at 3:45 p.m. Same rink here against the same squad. And we know that initial puck drop is going to come with a lot of energy.
Absolutely, especially with how the Crimson Hawks got on the board early in this past first period. I think the score kind of draws attention away from the fact that Blue Hens tied it up almost immediately after. So both teams definitely have the firepower. They have the ability to move it down ice and really puzzle opposing defenses. So don't let the score dissuade you. Tomorrow's matchup between these two teams will be definitely very exciting, evenly matched after both teams have had the chance to feel each other out. Now around to the far corner, Berg challenged, and it'll be Miola coming away with the puck, trying to stay ahead of the defender, lost his glove, but still tried to make a play, and it will be another IUP power play. Miola slashed, lost his glove, and the Blue Hens will be shorthanded again in this third period. And I feel like each period it's been one team that's been gotten a little bit more penalties, and I want to say this third period, I think they're a little bit more justified, especially near the end of the second period. I thought it was a lot more even of a call, but a little lopsided per period.
Right, like you said, there's one side of the ice that has been subject to the penalties each period, as it's Guido, the captain here, that will take that penalty, and we're back on a PPC power play.
Into the corner, the puck goes, and it'll be cleared all the way down by Delaware. Haven't had too many of those clears during this period. Of course, a great way to slow down the offensive momentum. And with the Crimson Hawks sitting on a 5-goal lead, I have to wonder how much pep will be in their step as they approach this man advantage. London turning on the Jets as he heads across the blue line, cuts into the zone, got the puck through the defenders, and he stayed with it to try to get possession back behind the line. Hambling comes away with possession, tried for a quick shot on the near side, unsuccessful. Now it's Rurick back out to the point. Ziemba claps one, deflected up high, and a glove save by Snellenberg. Kept that one in front of him. With 9 minutes to go, halfway through the man advantage, the Crimson Hawks will make a change in their power play unit. Now this way, back out to Adams as he cuts down through the middle. Boker back out to the point. Fairman cross for Miller. Hunter Fairman with it, has Loza on the near side. Back out to the middle, and Adams trying to bury it just like he did on the last man advantage, but shut down with the stick in front. A good check there, good shot block. Crimson Hawks shot goes all the way down into their own end. They'll have to restart things now in the neutral zone. Fairman takes a hit, sends the puck down nonetheless. Limited time on the power play. The Blue Hens trying to get another successful kill this period. Fairman at the point, takes the shot, deflected. Another glove save by Snellenberg. And Fairman with the puck back with a word to the man coming out of the box, making it even strength as he sends it down into the Blue Hen zone. The response here, a shot into the glove of Paremba for another stoppage.
Yeah, we know our man Hunter Fairman always brings the energy on the ice, loves to have fun. certainly having his fun here tonight. And like you said, exchanged some words with the man coming out of the box. Regardless, the Blue Hens will kill that penalty, and we're back to full strength.
And the 5-goal deficit separating these two teams in the third and, well, most likely final period of this game. Deflect it back through the neutral zone. It'll be Guelph getting it off to Rodriguez for the powerful shot. And Paremba took heavy contact and hit the ice as the puck went wide. Good counter hit by Hoffman there in the corner to bump his man off. But the Blue Hens still with possession as it's sent to the back of the net. Salem moving it up as far as Hoffman, and he's able to spring wild across the red line. He pokes it the rest of the way. Two-way forwards had an excellent night in the stick handling department. His hand-eye coordination certainly on display as he gets another poke there. Slow down the rush and get possession back. Oh, huge hit as all eyes were on Wild as he took that one by Guelph. And one of the top point producers on this Delaware team will now sit for 2 minutes.
It was a heavy shoulder check from number 21, Justin Guelph. And they're working out what the call is going to be, but looks like Richard Wild is up, which is always a good sight. That was a heavy hit, a loud hit at that. Like you said, both these squads bring energy, and Blue Hens are trying to liven up their squad before they come back out on the ice tomorrow night.
You know, we mentioned the stats earlier. These two teams, both powerhouses of their respective divisions. And now we're getting to see the physicality of Delaware really starting to spill over. If I read the referee's lips right, I think he just said 5.
I believe so.
If so, that
yeah.
would end the night for number 21, Justin Guelph. Let's see if that is the case. He's staying put in the penalty box as of now. And the official call is up there. It is a 5-minute major. Guelph will serve for the entire 5 minutes, so no ejection, as is commonplace for the major penalties. Instead, charging the call, the Crimson Hawks will have 5 of their remaining 7 minutes of this game up a man on the ice. As we get the graphic up and ready. IUP trying to slow things down, waiting for the perfect window up ice to really do some damage, and they find it with Hambling on the left wing. Send it into the middle. Miller, the intended target. It was Burke that got in between, and it's cleared all the way back down into the IUP zone. The 5-minute boarding major announced here at the arena. We bring up the PPC power play graphic. As you can see, we said just over 4 minutes on the power play. Nice reverse hit there. Who was that? Yep, it was Hammer, as he makes it known on his way to the bench.
Yeah, certainly they call him Hammer for a reason, because he can bring it. Brings the physicality every time he's on the ice. And certainly he showed it there as well.
Donovan with Soy. 2 defensemen out here for this power play. You can see the Crimson Hawks just focused on putting together a nice play. Not too much energy behind the power play until they got to turn it on, and Rierick there took a tumble on the way into the zone. Sends it back into the middle. Donovan couldn't bat it down. Now some trouble as Soy will have to handle it, and a forward bearing down his neck. Sitting in front of the net, waiting for the puck to come out. Certainly no rush for the Hawks captain. As he fakes one way, goes right, and gets it to London, who will find Rierick moving up the left wing. Couldn't put it back on his forehand, but it stays in the zone off of London, and Donovan will control, getting it to Rierick. Back to the middle, and Jace Rierick, the intended target, goes wide. 3 minutes now on the IUP power play. Rearick circling back. We'll have to send it back to the IUP zone. A conservative play there with the puck as Paremba out of the net to play it. Took his time getting back in position. And nobody in particular the target on that pass. So the Blue Hens, no mistake, will just fire one all the way down.
Seems like he might be getting a little restless down there, Shane Paremba. He's been a little mobile in these last few minutes.
Hey, give him the puck.
Stretch
Let him lead the rush up ice. I don't know if that's in the plans, but it's Connor Winsky getting some power play time here, and he's able to get it to Boker on the near side. Boker back out to the point, blocked after the shot by Dixon. Didn't make it too far. He steps up on the play, cutting inside, and stripped was Berg. Dixon finishing the hit to jar it loose and get it forward in the direction of Hoffman. Now under 2 minutes, 5-minute major.
Like you said, a very minimal forecheck from this penalty kill for the Blue Hens. And of course, like you mentioned, Hawks will be A-okay with waiting it out until there is a forecheck.
Like I said, the penalty was administered with 7 minutes to go in the period. Oh, that was a nice play by Adams to keep that alive. As the clock continues to tick, now with the Crimson Hawks with possession in the offensive zone. That will bring us all the way inside the final 2 minutes by the time this penalty expires, as both teams know the result of this final period. Up ice, Adams got a piece of it to negate the offside, and it's going to be Miola. Trying to be the first to get to the puck, shouldered off, and sent forward. Now Dozen does well to stay on side. The Crimson Hawks bench refuting that, but to no avail. Keller kicked it off of his skate, and to the middle, turnover, bouncing puck, and IUP will control their own end. Donovan looking up ice. He'll circle back. That's it to his partner in Soy. Now officially 2 minutes in the game. Miller tried to give it to the left wing. Intended for Fairman, but off the mark. Now Soy forward for Fairman at the red line. He'll dump one down. The referees let him play. As we get back to 5-on-5 action. Just about 100 seconds in this third period. Around to the far side, Keller catches up to the puck, sent a shot down, and I think Paremba's pad got a piece of it. That's what it sounded like from up here. In the neutral zone, Mahoney on the transition, moving up, and Rearick intercepts it, trying to move it forward. Alex Rearick got a piece of it. Now it's back to Jace Rearick, taking it in stride off a beautiful feed from London. Instead, the puck will go out of play and hit the safety netting. Some discussion ahead of this possibly final face-off. Still a minute and 2 to go in this game. Again, we look forward to tomorrow's 3:45 matinee matchup between these two teams. Of course, the week after, the Crimson Hawks' long travel schedule gives them no rest. They'll be back on the road to northern New York to play Oswego State University. 2 challenging weekends on paper, but the Crimson Hawks coming in, taking care of business in their first game of the calendar 2025 year. Pick right back up where they left off at the end of the fall semester.
Yeah, like you said, coming into the Delaware barn here, and I mentioned it earlier, but punching the Blue Hens right in the mouth and kicking them on their heels. Certainly not the game that they were expecting to have, the Blue Hens, that is. But they'll be happy to take the win away and come back tomorrow with a lot of energy.
Yeah, especially after getting a win against Colorado to lose to the visitors 7-2. That is the fate befalling Delaware, or the University of Delaware, in the first of 2 games between these two teams. So an exciting one here from start to finish. Certainly a little bit more storylines than I think we wanted going into the game, but some core storylines, and I'm sure they'll come up in the 3 stars of the game. Josh?
Yeah, just that. The 3rd star, I think, here tonight has to go to the man in between the pipes. Shane Paremba standing on his head. He allowed 2, but was severely at a man disadvantage for a lot of the second period. Did a great job seeing every shot that he saw through. The 2nd star goes to Jordan Adams. 2 goals here tonight, notching 2 of the 7, as I mentioned. And we'll give the 1st star to the birthday boy, Matthew Loza, having the first 2 goals of the game, cracking the score sheet early, and, of course, kicking the offense off for the game. And, of course, it stayed true throughout all 3 periods.
An energetic performance on both sides of the puck as the Blue Hens salute their fans and hope for a return tomorrow night, as we return back here to the University of Delaware again just after 3 o'clock tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you have the notifications on to see that. But until then, the Crimson Hawks taking care of business, 7-2, their first game back this year. We thank you for watching. I've been Alex Donaldson, Josh Yates on color. We're, again, great to be back. We'll see